This week, we went over some questions that are going to help you to organize your plot and move it forward and get you closer than ever to actually having a full outline. Hey writers, welcome to Writing Group Recap, the weekly video where I go over all of the information that I covered in my Marin writing group in 5 minutes or less, so that if you don't have time to go to writing group, you can get all the information you need and then get right back to writing. Let's get started. Now, if you're a pantster, not a plotter, and you don't believe in outlines, that's fine. Don't say I didn't warn you, but you still are going to want to answer these questions, because if not, your storyline and your plot might fall a little bit flat. So let's start with the questions that you need to ask yourself about your plot. Question number 1, what is your story goal? i.e., what does your main character want? What do they need? What are they searching for? What is their quest? That is the story goal. Question number 2, what's going to happen if your character doesn't achieve their goal? If they don't find the treasure, if they don't get to the secret location, if they don't rescue their best friend, what's going to happen? It has to be something where the stakes are high so that the reader's going to care about it. What needs to happen for your protagonist to reach their goal? That is question number 3. What needs to happen? That's going to be all the steps that basically organize your action in your story. So that's something, there usually when you're thinking that you need to get something done, you can break that into steps and think, okay, I need to do my homework. Well, the things that need to happen are, I need to get home, I need to sit down at the table, I need to get my books. Okay, same thing for your story. A little bit less boring, I hope, but yeah, what needs to happen? Question number 4. What is standing in your character's way? So there are things that are standing in their way. Some of those things are the antagonist. That is the force or the person that is preventing your character from getting what they want. Another little bonus to that is you can add in pre-existing conditions that are preventing them from getting what they want. Those would be things like character traits or weakness or fear or society, whatever. Those are the pre-existing conditions, and you would do well to craft scenes where you remind your readers of these obstacles often. Thing number 5, speaking of reminding your reader, what are some consequences that you can keep reminding your readers of in various ways if your character doesn't get what they want, right? So they can be thinking of it, they can be visualizing it, they can be told about it in a dialogue. These are great ways to move your action forward and move your plot forward and the motivation of your character. Thing number 6, what is your character willing to give up to achieve their goal? Are they willing to lose all their money, risk a friendship, run away from home, risk their life? These are the risks, and it's good for you to examine that and then to put that into scenes. Question number 7, what are some of the small encouragements that they'll get along the way? As you well know, you cannot keep plugging away at something with zero encouragement. Granted, you want to give your character plenty of obstacles and frustrations and dangers, but they do need that little glimmer of hope once in a while, and make sure that you give that to them and you can really have fun doing this. The last question is, do you want your ending happy, sad, or somewhere in between? You have to figure that out kind of early on in the whole process, because you're moving towards this ending after all, and so you might be thinking of foreshadowing, you might be thinking of putting in some elements that are going to shape that ending, or decide that ending. So do figure that one out. I think that it's safe to say that you're not completely locked into your ending. You can always, if you're dissatisfied with what you wrote, you can always go back and change a few of those little elements, but if you have thought about it carefully, it'll be easier to edit at the end of your whole process. So there you go, you guys. That was a few questions to ask yourself to move your plot, your story, and your action forward. And hopefully, if you are not a total pantster, get an outline started. We will go over a more specific outlining lesson, I think, next time. But until then, you guys, get back to writing. Good luck. Please comment down below if you have any questions, especially questions that you can add to this list that would help other writers to get their plot out of their head and down on paper. See you next time.